1017 FM and 710 Keel. Good afternoon. It's Greg Adams. Joined this afternoon by WWE Superstar Bobby Roode. Good afternoon, Bobby.
How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. You sound very upbeat for a guy who's been on the road for, how many years has this been now?
Coming up to 20 years. 19th of June will be my 20th anniversary in this crazy business. Very upbeat. Of course, you got to be upbeat. I'm excited. It's living the dream, getting a chance to do what I love to do every single day. So always upbeat.
20 years on the road, and you guys work one of the craziest schedules in all of professional sports. How many days a year? I'm sure you don't have the exact number, but roughly how many days a year are you actually on the road?
Yeah, I don't know, the exact number, but to give you a bit of an idea, in professional sports, there's an off season usually. The NBA and the NHL play, through the fall and the winter months, and of course, kind of into the summer, and they have a couple months off. But WWE Superstars don't have any off season. We're on the road 365, and there's not a lot of downtime. You get a couple days home a week here and there, but that's what we signed up for, and this is the sports entertainment business. And, like I said earlier, we get a chance to do what we love to do every single day, so can't complain.
And you're going to have an opportunity to do that and bring all of us along for the ride. WWE Live in Alexandria coming up Friday night, 7:30. Tickets are available online at WWE.com. We'll have all those details online as well. Now, you're out on the road more than other professional athletes, and anybody who's paid attention to WWE Superstars, Bobby, you're shredded. All these guys out there, you guys are shredded with this crazy travel schedule. How do you keep in shape while you're out on the road?
Well, I guess it's just a routine you gotta fall into, and one of the things that kind of keeps my sanity out on the road is going to the gym and working out and getting that daily routine in. And, a lot of the guys, it kind of goes part and parcel with what we do. We got to take care of our bodies, and we have to stay in shape, throughout the year. And, it's just one of those things like, to be in this business, you have to be in shape, and you have to, look a certain way and look the part. So, I think even if I wasn't in this business, I'd still be, I still love going to the gym. I still love working out. And, that goes for a lot of the guys that I work with. It's just one of those things that, you got to hit the gym. You got to hit that, whether you're home or you're on the road, you got to make time for it.
WWE Superstar Bobby Roode is joining us, and part of that is your diet, too. Now, I caught Ride Along a couple of weeks ago. You were on the road with Superstar AJ Styles, and you were eating eggs, boiled eggs, at least half of the egg. How many of those eggs do you eat a day? Because it seemed like you were plowing through those things like you'd done that a time or two before.
Well, when you're on the road, sometimes the protein sources aren't the best, especially late at night. That ride-along episode, it was, I think we were driving to L.A., and it was after a live event, and I want to say it was like close to midnight. So not a lot of good protein sources out there other than McDonald's drive-thru. So you gotta make do. And I eat a lot of eggs. Eggs is a good source of protein, and I eat my fair share. Usually have about 10 or 12 in the morning, and around the same at usually at night after the show before bed. So I'm an egg connoisseur, I guess you could say.
For context for everybody, imagine eating 24 eggs a day every day. That's incredible. That's like the next level stuff. Bobby, you said earlier you've been on the road for 20 years now. Not all of them have been with WWE, but earlier this year, you had an opportunity to perform at the biggest, well, it's one of the biggest sporting events, period, in the world. WrestleMania. It was in our neck of the woods in New Orleans earlier this year. You had an opportunity to perform on that stage. Is there a short story to just kind of take us on that journey, 20 years to that culmination? Is there any way that you can explain that?
It's really hard to explain. It's just one of those things that you get into the business and you dream about. I dreamt about being a part of WrestleMania since I was 8 years old when I sat and watched the very first WrestleMania on television, and it's hard to put into words. It was obviously a dream come true, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice. throughout those 20 years to get me to that point. But WrestleMania just isn't just an event. It's just not one day. It's like a week-long event now. We spent, I think it was like 5 days in Louisiana and New Orleans, leading up to it. So it's a very, very busy time for our company, very busy time for the talent involved. So I just try to slow down and kind of take a look around and smell the roses a little bit and try to let it all sink in. And it was an amazing event. It was amazing. It was definitely the most memorable moment of my entire career up to this point. So to be able to be a part of a WrestleMania was definitely a dream come true.
And part of that road to get there was your stop in NXT, one of the most successful runs in NXT. For those who are unacquainted, NXT is, some describe it as a developmental, a minor league system, but I think it's more than that. It's like a third leg to the WWE brands, and your run there was defined by one word, which was also defined as your entrance. The word glorious, and your entrance while you were at NXT is some of the most next-level stuff I think sports entertainment has seen over the last couple of decades. How important do you think that song was, and how much of that entrance has become part of your, I don't want to say identity because that makes it feel like we lose Bobby Roode somewhere in there, but really how important was that particular entrance?
It really put me on the map. It gave me an opportunity to, like you said, next level stuff. I traveled. I got to travel the world and be a part of different companies leading up to WWE, leading up to NXT, and everybody, the casual wrestling fan, knew me from different areas and different organizations. And when I got the glorious song and the entrance and everything else, that just kind of shot me to superstardom. You know what I mean? And put me in a different light. And only the WWE can do that. And I was very, very fortunate to be given that opportunity, with that song. And with the song, it came along the entrance and then, a persona that had to match all that. So for a while in NXT, it was a work in progress and really tried to nail it down. And then, of course, being brought up to the main roster, it's been a whirlwind. You know what I mean? The song has caught on like wildfire everywhere since I debuted at NXT a couple of years ago. And still to this day, when the music hits and I'm walking down the aisle, people know every single word and sing along with it. So it's pretty amazing, and it's one of those things that, if you would have asked me, 15, 20 years ago, if this would have happened, if I would have had a song like this or anything, like this, I would have said it was crazy. But it's like I said, very, very fortunate for the opportunity, and when you get opportunities like this in this business, especially at the WWE, you have to make the most of it. And just I think I've done just that.
You absolutely have, and we're going to get an opportunity to sing that song as you come to the ring in Alexandria tomorrow night, 7:30. Again, tickets available online at WWE.com. Now, Bobby, you've had an opportunity to cross paths with some of the biggest names in this industry over time. You may not have gotten a chance to get in the ring with all of them, though, and have one match. So just hypothetically, if you were ever able to have a match with any wrestler, living or dead, in their prime, who would it be?
In their prime?
In their prime.
I mean, it's a difficult. That's a difficult question to answer because I grew up such a huge fan as a kid and had a lot of favorites. But the number one favorite, the one guy that really made me want to get into this business was Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. So, if there was a dream match that I could do, it would definitely be in the ring with Curt Hennig. And, like I said, I think, growing up watching him, I have hours and hours and hours of footage of Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig and just studied his stuff for years. So, unfortunately, that will never happen. But to answer your question, if there was a dream match, that would be it.
I got to say, that's a beautiful answer. A lot of times we'll talk to some folks and they'll take I don't want to say it's the easy way out because saying Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels, that's not necessarily easy. That's a great answer. But Curt Hennig is that's just a working man's answer, and I appreciate that answer a lot. So of course. I'm going to let you out on one little thing here, and I don't know how much you can say on it, but let's put our speculation cap on. There's been a lot of news about TV deals. And I don't want to ask about specifics because I know that's not what we're doing here. But with some of the rumors that are happening with WWE TV deals, How does that make you feel, being somebody who's contributed to the growth of pro wrestling over the last 2 decades, to see something as monumental as we may see over the next couple of weeks?
It's a huge deal, and to be honest, I don't know the specifics on it. What I've heard and what you've heard are probably the same, and until I get a definite, until we all hear the definite answer, it is just speculation. But if it is the case, I mean, it's pretty amazing. The sports entertainment business, the WWE has done some amazing things throughout the years, and to be a part of it now, at this late in the game for my career anyways, and to see this sort of stuff happening and the TV deals and that sort of thing is pretty amazing. And it's sports entertainment, you know what I mean? And millions and millions of people around the world every week get a chance to sit back and see what we do and how we perform every single week on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. So it's a very exciting time for everybody involved. I know I'm very excited about the future, and the WWE has been a great place for me to work, and look forward to working with them for many years to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the glorious Bobby Roode. Thank you once again for joining us. We'll get an opportunity to see him live in Alexandria tomorrow night, 7:30. Again, tickets online, WWE.com. Bobby, thank you so much for your time today.
You got it. See you tomorrow night.